Hello YouTube, I'm back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about very basic compiling. So, let's get started. Alright, first things first. What we need to do to be able to run this on our emulated Android OS, which is what we're going to need, go to Run, Debug Configurations. And I already have mine written, but just as an example, we are going to do hello. Uh-oh. And then we're going to select the project, so we go to Browse, be Sayutan Mundo. For me it would be, you can name it whatever. Then the target, you come in here, you click the device you want, click apply, and then close. But I don't have to do that since I already have one set up, which is right here. But let's implement this on U2 Droid instead of Android. So apply, close, let's save. Whoa, what's going on here? I think it's running the wrong one. Yeah, for some reason it's running the Solid Shell Security one. Yep, there we go. If you have issues, just come over to the Java and then compile it from there. So as you can see from the console, it's running. Android is launched, running normally, performing. And if you have like an actual application written, it'll tell you, like installing the APK, which is the file, kind of like the executable for Android. It'll tell you that, and then you have logcat, which will let you know whenever there's issues, which is usually red text. Now we just gotta wait for this to boot up. And of course it's nice because it lists problems, there's errors. This error we can just kind of ignore because it relates to a program I made called Leader and not Sayutan Mundo. Then we have warnings, which just kind of suggest changes, like not really big problems in a way to run the issue, but it's just like suggestions of how you should improve things. But I'm not going to worry with that right now. Also, for the debug configuration, we got the little bug, you could click that also. And it's also right there underneath the run. Taking his time. So maybe I should take this time waiting for it to boot up to talk a little bit more about like Android. So Android is kind of weird in a way. It's, a lot of people don't know it, but see, people seem to have this idea, like the average person who uses a computer seems to have this idea that everything in the world is ran by Windows, which is totally false. Whenever they use a computer, most people use a Windows computer. However, most everything you use, which is actually kind of funny, runs on Linux. You gotta think about it. Everything has an operating system now. Your gaming console has an operating system. And actually, there was a PS3 hack where you could install Linux onto your PS3, a version of Linux. If you have like a cable box, like Roadrunner, AT&T, Comcast, etc., more than likely the box that they give you is running a Linux operating system. If you have a GPS, a lot of GPSs run Linux operating systems. Android runs Linux operating systems. So if you're one of those people that go, I have never ever used Linux in my life, that's actually false, because just about everything you touch now in technology is Linux. So if you have a Droid phone, kind of pull it out, look at it, and say hello Linux, because you're using Linux. Also, another quick note, Java apps run on, or Android apps mostly run on Java. There are people who are figuring out ways to make Python applications, but it's not exactly stable and convenient right now as Java is. Java is a little bit easier. But yeah, Java is just, it's, trying to think of the best word for it. I have it at the tip of my tongue. It's native to the environment. They design Android to run with Java applications, which kind of in a way confuses me, because I'm actually surprised that they don't have where you can also easily develop it in C, considering that the base of Linux, of all operating systems, is written in C now. Any operating system that isn't written in C is probably either like a fun little side project from college dudes that are in computer science, or operating systems predating 1970, 1969. So yeah, our emulation's running a little slow, and it seems to not have installed the app for some reason. But what'll happen whenever the app ports over is that there'll be a little icon that you set, which I should probably also talk about that, because I think I kind of skipped over starting up a new project, so I'll talk about that here in a minute or two. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that, but whenever you create a new project, you set the icon and everything, and then whenever you run the application, it's got the little icon with the text saying the name of the application. You click it up. If everything runs smoothly, if you just did what I said, just drag random shit onto this area right here, that should pop up. So creating a new project, new, make sure you click Android application project, application name, hello world, which this is what will appear on the Android application. Then the project name, you can name this whatever you want. The end user is never going to see it. And then of course you get this package name. One quick thing about the package name is, and I'll talk about this later whenever I actually get into pushing the application onto the market, it will not take .com, .example, .whatever package names. So this would have to be changed for you to be able to upload it, and it needs at least 2 identifiers. Then you can set your minimum requirement. What is the minimum Android operating system this should be able to run on, what should it be compatible with, the target SDK, which kind of like what you're shooting for, and then the theme. Click next. This you can kind of ignore, probably set your workspace for it. This is where you set your icon, browse, pictures, logo. It'll size it and show it. You can change the padding, center it, put in circle or square or none. None's probably the best. Set a background color for it. Or you can do clip art, or you can just do plain text. We're going to do an image. Your best bet is to do blank activity whenever you create an activity. And here you'll set the activity name, and then the layout name and navigation. And you'll click finish, and you'll get all these folders and everything set up. So let me talk real quick about a little bit more about these folders. Mostly the drawable right in here. Underneath the rest folder, see drawable. This is kind of where like all your icons and images will go that you're going to include in the application. So this is how to basically run an application, create a new one, and just a little bit about the XML drag and drop feature. That's kind of cool, makes things easy to do. So that's it for this tutorial.